Episode 6 The Watcher, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. After the basement incident, Scout wouldn't leave my side. He kept growling at the mirrors, sometimes at nothing at all. But I trusted him, more than I trusted my own eyes. That night, I reviewed more of Weston's tapes. One showed a man, not Weston, standing in the hallway completely still. The footage was time-stamped at 3:17 a.m., same as the others. I paused the tape. He turned his head and looked straight at me. Episode 7 Scout Knows, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. Scout's behavior changed. He stopped eating, stared at walls, barked at ceilings. One evening, he stood in front of my bedroom mirror and refused to move. When I approached, I saw a figure behind me, only in the reflection. Scout lunged at it. The mirror shattered. There was no one there. But behind the glass, I found a note. It said, "You're next." Episode 8 Reflected Pain, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them. The ones in the mirror. They weren't ghosts. They were shadows of us. Scout whimpered in his sleep. He had a long scratch down his side, and I didn't know where it came from. At the station, my partner said I'd been acting strange, talking to myself. I asked him, "Did I say anything about the mirrors?" He stared at me. "You asked me how you died." Episode 9 Into the Quiet, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. We returned to Weston's house. Scout led the way. There was silence inside, heavy, like the house was waiting. The mirrors were gone, all except one. It was in the attic, covered with black fabric. When I pulled the cloth off, the room went cold. I didn't see myself. I saw Scout, bleeding, barking, trapped inside the glass. And I saw Weston. He mouthed one word: run. Episode 10 Blood Behind the Glass, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. I tried to break the mirror, but the glass wouldn't shatter. It rippled, like water. Scout barked again. A high-pitched, panicked sound. I touched the mirror. My hand went through. Inside was a room made of reflections. Each wall was a memory. My childhood, my regrets, my fears. And in the center, Weston, held down by chains made of smoke. "Take my place," he whispered, "or Scout stays here." Episode 11 Between Two Worlds, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. I pulled Scout through the mirror with all my strength. The house shook. The glass cracked. I felt myself being torn between two worlds, the one I knew and the one that lived inside every mirror. Scout whined in pain. Blood dripped from his paw. We fell back into the attic. The mirror finally shattered. But something came back with us. Episode 12 The Hollow Thing, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. There's something following us. It looks like me, walks like me, but it's not me. Scout knows. He growls at it, backs away. I hear it whisper when I'm alone. "You should have stayed." I checked the hospital records. Weston never existed, not officially, but the mirror, it remembers. Episode 13 A Way Out, narrated by Officer Daniel Lee. I found an old diagram behind Weston's walls. A ritual. A way to trap what came through. I needed to lure it, the mirror version of me, into a place with no reflections. Scout and I set the trap in an old warehouse. At 3:17 a.m. it came. It had my eyes, my scars, my voice. But Scout didn't hesitate. He leapt between us, and the creature slashed him. Episode 14 The Door, already translated earlier, included for completeness. Scout bled out as I dragged him from the warehouse. I shattered the final mirror. Darkness screamed and vanished, but Scout wasn't moving. Episode 15 The Silence After, already translated earlier. I woke up in a hospital bed. Scout was beside me. He was alive, barely, but different. The final mirror shard still clutched in my hand read, "You stayed in his place." I closed the Weston file, but deep down I knew this wasn't the end.